welcome back. Are you listening? I don't think you're listening. There, that got your attention now, didn't it? So, welcome back. In case you didn't know or hadn't guessed already, today's video is about the gong. Now, the gong is a lot of fun. There's a lot of really cool things to say and do about the gong. So, the gong is a very loud instrument. It is a percussion instrument, and it is from East and Southeast Asia. What does a gong look like? Well, I mean, obviously you can see it, but if I had to describe it to you, it's a flat, circular metal disc hit with a mallet. So here's my mallet that I hit it with, and I just smack it, as you heard. Now, this is an interesting instrument because although it started in East and Southeast Asia, it's found its way into the Western world in the 18th century. And where did it find it? Believe it or not, in orchestras, in the percussion section of a symphony orchestra. Now, back in ancient times, because these are back from ancient times, a long, long time ago, Burma, China, Java, and Annam were the four main gong manufacturing centers of the ancient world. And gongs don't all look like this. Believe it or not, there's 3 different types of gongs, and they all look a little different from each other. So, first of all, there's the suspended gong, which is kind of what you see here. The biggest thing about that is it's got a nice flat face to it. It's suspended, and it's suspended meaning it hangs just like this. But the biggest thing is the fact that it's flat. If I were to turn it like this, you can see, other than the fact that it divots out a bit, it's just one flat piece of metal. The second kind of gong is called a bossed gong. Now, it's also suspended, meaning it hangs, but the difference here is that there's actually like a little divot, like a bump right in the middle there. So that's how you know it's a bossed gong. And finally, you have the bowl gong. And the bowl gong you wouldn't think it would be a gong. It actually rests on a pillow, and it sits more like this. And it's also got a bit of a raised center to it as well. But it's completely different from the other two because that's generally not suspended. It's just on a cushion and it's bowl shaped, which is kind of cool. So those are the 3 types of gongs. So now you know. All right. The flat, there's a reason why they have 2 different kind of surfaces. I'm going to talk to you about that next. Now, this one here is a flat surface, and how is that important? Well, believe it or not, the flat surface vibrates in multiple modes, meaning it's not one sound, it's many sounds. And so when you crash on a gong that's flat like this, it has a crash sound rather than a tone. These are also sometimes called a tam-tam. So when you hit something like this, you're not expecting to get a nice sound with a certain pitch or a tone in it. It's just a crash. I really like doing that. I might do it again. The other one that you have is called, we'll go back to that bossed gong, and it has a tuned note or a tuned sound. So when you hit it, it actually has a sound that you could hum. So that's what I mean when I say a tuned sound. It's something that if you were to hit it, you could hum the same note back, which is why they call it tuned. And why would you want that when you can have so much fun doing this? Well, they also have something called a gamelan ensemble. Now, that is absolutely a phenomenal little ensemble. It's made of all gong types of instruments. There are a couple other different instruments, but they're mostly gong type instruments, and they have a whole bunch of different pitches, and it gives a beautiful sound. I've had the privilege to be in a small gamelan ensemble when I was a student at university. Really neat experience. And you got to hear all the different tones. You didn't hear the crash sound like this. It was more of a tone. Yeah, I really like doing that. So once again, they come in many different shapes and sizes, and I have so much fun hitting this thing that I really want to teach you how to make your own so you can go and have fun and show your parents, because they would love to hear the sound of this in their house all day. Right? Okay, good. So let's show you that. All right. So what you need is actually, you don't need a lot. You could have string and scissors, but you don't need to do this if you don't want to, because it can get a lot simpler. And you need one of these like foil pans. Now I like this size, but I don't want to put holes in this because you don't want to hurt the snowman. He's a nice looking snowman, so we're gonna let him be today. But that's kind of the size you would want, but you would want it out of tin like this. For the purpose of demonstration, plus I think this might have other uses, I'm actually not going to cut a hole in this. But if you were to, what you would do is you would get the help from an adult. Please don't try this yourself. I don't want you to hurt yourself. You would poke 2 holes kind of at the top there, and then you would use your yarn and scissors to cut your yarn, and it just gives you a handle. But really, you don't need that because it can vibrate without the use of that. Then all you need is a mallet. You don't even need a mallet. You can go outside and get a stick, or even better, go get a wooden spoon. That makes a lot more noise, by the way, than a stick. And you just hit it. Okay, now that's kind of fun to do. Now if you get on a smaller size, like this one, this actually has a little bit more of a tone. See? Now that is going to be so fun for all the adults in your house to listen to. So try it yourself. Have fun making your own gong. You can choose to or not to suspend it, which once again means to hang it on a string, and just hit it around. But that's the gong. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I'll see you next time. Stay safe. Have a good day. Bye.